Literally nothing, Jason. Literally nothing.
I mean, when you say literally, that's not a
No,
figure of speech.
no,
Literally nothing happened in that game.
literally nothing. Hello and welcome to the London Derby edition of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. I'm Daniel, that sexy man sitting next to me, in another town hundreds of miles away from me is Jason, and he is looking super sexy tonight.
Likewise, bro Chacho.
Thank you, buddy. How you
That's
doing,
how
man?
millennials speak to each other, you young Chelsea fans.
Bunch of Sigmas out there, yeah. My daughter's
speaking of the younger generation.
Yeah, speaking of the younger generation, is busting up in here while we're recording, eating Christmas tree cake in my face. So,
wow,
yeah.
like in a taunting way.
No, it wasn't a taunting way. So,
that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But yeah. So after I saw you yesterday, I did get a Target and buy Christmas tree cakes because you mentioned Christmas tree cakes when we were talking yesterday.
I knew that's a missed opportunity. I should have brought them for the game.
We went to Target and I was like, "Oh, Christmas tree cakes! I'm buying them."
Didn't nobody touch those chocolate Oreos during the match?
No, I had one last night. Okay. Oh, but we did. We got Coke Oreos, and those things are disgusting.
Oh, yeah,
oh gosh, don't Jackson, or my son Jackson, whatever. He came in today and he's like, "Hey, Dad, since nobody's eating those cookies, can I take them to school with me tomorrow?" I was like, "Sure."
The Coke ones?
Yeah, Coke ones. Nobody's eating them. Nobody. They're terrible.
Brilliant.
Terrible. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess we're here to talk about Chelsea, and as you heard in the cold open, yeah, there's really not a lot to talk about in this match. I don't know. The point is, there's literally nothing to talk about. I'm struggling to write a 100-word blog on this match. Like, I'm out of things to write about, and I still have like 30 words to get. And I'm just like, I got nothing. I've got nothing.
I mean, it was pretty bland.
Yeah.
Pretty vanilla. Bob made his trademark few mistakes for the match. The defense made their few mistakes for the match.
Yep.
We had some good play going forward. We didn't take advantage of the open net at times. And Arsenal pretty much did the same thing.
Yep. It was very much reminiscent of the Liverpool match, except Liverpool actually scored twice and Arsenal.
Right. Yeah. And there wasn't anything crazy like call-wise or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was just pretty even keel. Two teams that aren't like the best.
Right.
Just like slap fighting each other is essentially what we're doing.
Yeah, it's what it was, man. I mean, it's like you said, like Bob and his goal that he gave up just decided not to cover near post, and and then our defense in that moment switched off. Like, why? Like, it happens every match now. It's just like you can count on our defense at least one time just completely switching off, and the other team's probably going to score because the defense just decides not to mark somebody in the box. It's getting really old at this point.
So the way Arsenal scored that play was happening on the right side, and they switched the field over to the left. They're literally like two Arsenal front line guys. Just nobody's covering on the left.
Nobody.
I don't remember who scored for them because I don't give a shit about Arsenal players, but dude runs it into the box, is like at a crazy angle, and Bob left him the perfect amount of space for him to just slot it between Bob and the post. Bob hits it with his hand, but I mean, at that range and in that way, it doesn't matter. Like, it's going in. So, yeah, it was dumb. Havertz almost scored a goal in kind of the same way. No, that one was off a set piece. I feel like they were able to do that a couple times to us, though.
They were.
They would switch. They would bait our defense to one side and then switch over, and then they were wide. So they would try to catch out our back line a few times. We got lucky sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it took Neto just with a piece of individual brilliance to level it after that.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Enzo, and it was a good run by Neto, good pass by Enzo, and then he slotted it home and a banger from outside the box. So it was a really good goal. It was sort of out of nothing because we were sort of just and then like Neto scored that and we went nuts because it was just sort of out of nothing. So I don't know. It was interesting.
Subs meant nothing.
Yeah,
subbing on players in the 87th minute for whatever reason.
Yeah, the whole you can almost pin down Maresca's subs now. Like you know exactly. Like Nkuku's coming on at the 80-something minute for Nico, even if Nico's not having a great game. Like he didn't have it yesterday. And then you're going to get Enzo for Lavia at some point, probably around the 60th minute. Mudryk is going to come in from Madueke at some point, and they're going to move Neto to the right, and Mudryk will play the left. And you'll get some kind of defensive sub, whether it's Reese coming in, maybe Vega comes in, Cucurella coming in. I don't know. Something depends on who's starting, whatever. However that goes, but you get some kind of sub there. So it's just so like everybody, if you're an opposing team, you know exactly what's about to happen. Nkuku doesn't have. I mean, you can't give him 6 minutes, 7 minutes to get into a match. Right. You're asking him to do too much. So I don't know. It just wasn't like a. And let's think, what a bad game. It's not like we played terrible.
No. I mean, pretty on par.
Yeah.
These games are a little disappointing though, because I feel like Man U was a team we could go after, and I know they had they were playing with an interim coach at the time, and that's fine. But I feel like they were a team we could go after. I feel like we should have got at least a point from the pool game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna feel the same way about this game.
We for sure
we could have won this.
We could have
really wanted to. And I think Maresca came out and said, pretty soon we'll start winning these types of games. And it's like, I hope maybe.
Yeah, I hope maybe. Yeah.
When we went down like the 70th minute or something, right? Like we had like 20-ish minutes to go.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Late 60s or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I used to think last season for most of the season, I used to just think, it's done. We can't handle it mentally. Yeah. We would drop off. We weren't able to score, and I kind of believed. I was like, I don't know if we can get 2, but I think we get 1 back, and then we got 1 like not too long after. After they scored, and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe we can get 2. And so that is a different belief in this team than the normal. And at the moment, we are tied on points with a bunch of teams, like down through 8th. Like it's only 1 point separating the 3rd through 8th right now, I think.
Yeah, 3rd through 6th is all tied on 19 points.
Yeah, but we are 3rd because of our goal differential
somehow,
and our goal differential is only 1 less than City, who are 2nd right now with they have 4 more points than we do.
4 more points than us. Mm-hmm.
So I did something on because I keep a spreadsheet of our predictions, and so I was updating it earlier, and I would just wanted to try something where I looked at our table position. Now, throughout the each week, what our table position was each week. I don't know how much you can tell 11 games in, but we are almost a third of the way through the season at the moment.
Yeah.
And our table position was 17, 8, 11, 8, 5th, 4th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd.
So we're going in the right direction this year, at least.
Basically, we're hanging out with that top group better than we have historically done for the past couple of seasons. So I think that's pretty good.
I saw something today. I was reading on the old Twitter. Like when you break it down now that like based off of how teams have finished through the first 11 games, we have had the third hardest schedule in the Premier League.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, saying that we've had the third hardest schedule, we're sitting where we're sitting, and looking at the slate of games, things are fixing to get fast and furious because we know the holiday season always is a crazy time for all of this. So we know that it's going to be crazy. But with that said, it's one of those things that I think we're in a good position. I feel like we're in a better position than what we have been in the last couple of years, like you just said. And so it's one of those things that if we can get results, because I know coming out of the international break, we have Leicester, and then let me see who. Then we have, just looking at Premier League. Then we do have Villa after that, which will be a big match because they're right there in that group. Then we'll have Southampton, which you would think you would get 3 points from, and then you have Tottenham on December 8th, and then you've got like Brentford. Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace. Like your December to January is a pretty favorable schedule.
Yes.
Like as far as teams you're playing. So
I mean, we've already played Poole, we've played City, we've played Arsenal, we've played Man U.
Yep.
And we played Newcastle.
And Newcastle.
So, we got Villa. We played Forest. You got to put them in the conversation now.
Yeah, that's true. Do I have to put Forest in there?
So,
I mean, that's the thing. We have a very, very favorable schedule coming up. And if we can string together some results, like if we can win one of two of Villa and Tottenham, which I feel like we can beat Tottenham. Their high line they're going to play. I think we can exploit that.
It's another game where we should get something out of it.
Right.
At the very minimum, we should not drop all the points to that game.
Correct. And I think that's a big thing. Is like we're not like it is. I don't know. We've dropped points to the two teams that are leading the Premier League right now.
Right.
But everybody else, we've just we haven't dropped the full amount of points. So I feel like I don't know. I think we should have pulled something out with United, and we should have pulled something out with Arsenal, but it is what it is, and you would rather just lose 2 instead of 3 at the end of the day. So I don't know.
I mean, and like it's like you said, this schedule is favorable.
Yeah.
Historically, or at least the last several seasons, Chelsea's had trouble getting points from some of the teams where you would expect to get the points.
Correct.
It's a true test of the season. Like we talked like several weeks ago where our schedule was about to get harder. We were about to start playing the competition that was looking pretty good in the Premier League at the time. Or at least the teams you would think were at the top. I think we've weathered that okay. Not as good as we would have hoped, but like we've weathered it okay. And now, can we keep the momentum going through these teams that are going to be a little chippier, these teams that are going to sit back more?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the true test through the halfway point of the season at this point. It's really great news, though, Daniel, because the last 2 years we have not had this.
Oh, gosh.
We are playing on freaking Boxing Day.
We are playing on Boxing Day this year.
Finally. That has been a ridiculous schedule. The Premier League can suck it, but thank you for the Christmas gift of letting us play on Boxing Day this year.
Yeah, who do we? Hold on, I just looked at it. Who do we
play? Fulham.
We play Fulham, so it's a derby too on Boxing Day. On top of that,
at home,
and that'll be. I mean, if Fulham keeps their form, they're up there right now too. So it could
match.
Fulham's always chippy, and that's the thing is like. You do look at these, like that's what we always said is like this at the end of the Arsenal match when we had this podcast in November 11th, we would sort of be able to tell you where we, how we feel about the season. And I feel it's weird because like if you were telling me, oh, you're going to be in third place, I would have been like, yes, please let us be in third place, But then like looking at the matches that we had, it's like we should have gotten more.
Yes,
but it's still we're in a good spot. So I don't think there's a reason to be negative. I think there's a lot more. I think the positives outweigh the negatives. Yes, we should have got more points, but we're third place. We have an easier set of fixtures coming up through the month of December, middle of January. So we have a really robust and deep squad. So I feel a lot better about going into these games that if we do have to rest people, we actually have competent backups as long as Dewsbury Hall doesn't see the pitch. As long as that doesn't happen, I'm fine. We have competent backups.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with if we have to start rotating players. It's going to be interesting to see how Maresca handles it. If he goes full tilt and just keeps switching 11s out, which I don't think you can do in the Premier League. Because I don't think our B team, clearly our B team is not good enough to compete in the Premier League. We saw that against Newcastle a couple weeks ago in the Carabao Cup. So he's going to have to figure out how to switch some players around a little bit.
Yeah. And we have 3 more conference leagues through the end of the year.
Right. But those are, I'm not worried about those.
The only thing that I would be a little worried about is the travel.
Yeah. Because we have
2 of those are away.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I'm with you. Like, I think my point with that was we'll be switching the 11s out through those games as well.
Correct.
So as long as our injury record continues to hold pretty good.
Back on some wood.
Yeah. Like we kind of have a set, maybe two positions could change or so between starting lineups, but we have a set starting lineup.
Yeah, it's down. I just look at it when we get back. So November 23rd, we have Leicester at freaking 6:30 in the freaking morning. Whatever dumbass idea that is. And then we go to Heidenheim. And then we come back home and play. That's at the Bridge, right? That's we play Villa at home that Sunday. So and then we turn around. So it's Thursday we play at Heidenheim, and then we got Villa at home, and then we go to Southampton on Wednesday, and then we go to Tottenham that Sunday. So that's a very congested schedule right there with 2 big Premier League games in there, sandwiched with Southampton, who, when we're playing at Southampton, is going to be up for the game and is going to, come out and play us hard. And not statistically, but last couple of years, those are the kind of games that we end up losing.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be a squad rotation game. So I'm interested in how Maresca handles those 4 matches as far as how he's going to rotate people with those, because you've got 2 Villa and Tottenham aren't slouches. So, it'll be interesting to see.
That's a really good point. Man, the Thursday Sunday schedule is brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal, man. I mean, it's you don't get a break from it. I mean, if you're in Champions League, it can be Sunday, Tuesday, or Saturday, Tuesday. It could be a Wednesday. So it's still you just got that midweek game, man. It is brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm excited. I think that we're on the right track. I don't think we're not there yet for sure. I'm not ready to say. I don't think we're going to, unless there's complete capitulation at the top of the table. I don't think we challenge. But because somehow in the second half of the season, City's just going to go on like this 12-match unbeaten streak
every season.
Every they'll get like 36 straight points or something. It'll be just an insane run. Can Liverpool keep it up? I think our opinions probably differ on this. You're a little more optimistic they can. I think I'm a little more pessimistic they can.
I was telling you during the game yesterday, like I may have to eat crow. I like their defense is winning their games, and they're able to still score enough that their goal differential is almost double ours. So.
But they don't let in goals. That's the problem.
Yes, they've let in 6 goals all season.
Yep,
it's kind of amazing to watch. We'll see if they can keep it up. If they have an injury or two as well. I'm not wishing for any team to have an injury.
Right.
I always want our best 11 to play their best 11, but
yeah, for sure.
But like, because I just don't want any controversy. I want to win non-controversially. That doesn't exist Chelsea wise. But or it doesn't seem to in the big games. Maybe I just am viewing everything negatively, but
the game Sunday was pretty clean. I will say that.
It was. There was a couple times when it got a little chippy, but
but I thought there was no big. There was nothing like we're debating whether this was a red card or this was a penalty or what. There was none of that in this match.
That'll happen in the Tottenham match.
Oh, for sure, because it always
Cucurella's hair is about to get pulled.
That's right. He'll get dragged down the freaking box. But it is one of those things. I don't know. Go ahead. You were saying something.
Oh, I was just I can't really remember what I was saying. Roll back the tape. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have a producer.
We don't have a producer.
But yeah, I'm optimistic. Like I'd rather be in this position than any time we were last season, except for maybe towards the end when we were relying on other teams to drop some points for us to get fourth. Right now, we're in a position where we get to make our own destiny, and we do. And I actually believe we can make some of that destiny if we're up for it. And that's the first time I've believed that in like this
the Bowley era.
The Bowley era. So like this is the third season in the Bowley era.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of those things that this year we actually are in a position to control our own destiny this early in the season. Now we just have to keep it up to where at the end of the season, we still control our own destiny and don't have to, as the last 3 years, just relying on other teams to falter down the stretch. And I mean, if you're in a title race, it's a little different because you are looking for that team in front of you. I still don't think we're going to be in a title race, but we're clearly, if we stay on this trajectory, we're going to be in a battle for Champions League spot. So, and in that one, you want to be able to control your own destiny and not have to rely on Tottenham or Arsenal bottling it like they're so capable of doing at the end of every season. Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be this season. I guess I can say this is a lot more fun to watch this team play. They're a lot better. I don't know. It is. It's football. The joy of watching football, Jason, is slowly coming back.
Yeah. Nobody should quit. Like we would be considered new fans because we came in through kind of the golden era of modern Chelsea football. But we podcasted through these past. We started our first podcast with the
worst time ever. Yeah,
and there's been a couple times where I've delayed us from releasing an episode, but we're over 150 episodes now, man.
Yeah.
So I am happy that we've weathered some of that storm. Well, there's still a few question marks on this team, but it does look like we finally hit a stride of building something. This $1 billion is paying off, and not even with the players we spent the $1 billion on. You have a couple of them, right? Like Caicedo actually is becoming
I would argue he's been our best player this year.
Yeah.
He's been like Palmer has fallen off these last few games, which is fine. No knock on Palmer.
He was all around. He was in everything, and then Arsenal found a way to shut him down second half. So,
and it's
Caicedo. It's impossible to shut him down.
Right.
He's going to be like a Conte-esque figure in that.
I agree. He's getting that way where he is Conte-esque, except he has actually scored a goal. But I think he's a little bit like his engine. I think is maybe Conte has a little better engine than him, but Caicedo I think is a better passer than Conte is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. His trajectory is on the freaking rise, and it's nice to have a stable part of your midfield that you're going to get an A+ performance out of every match.
Yeah.
And you just had that consistency there. So it is very nice.
Maresca's finding ways to use Enzo with him in situations where Enzo can work. and he is finding like in starting Lavia and bringing Enzo in at the end of a match. I think is like when Enzo is a more attacking force,
right?
And we can go for a win.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting to watch, like because everything's going to revolve around Caicedo as it should.
Yeah.
But like watching the pairings and then watching Maresca kind of, I mean, Maresca doesn't have any problem switching a player from any side of the field to the other side of the field, defense or front line.
That's true.
It's
but
wild.
At least the players at the front line. Actually, Neto, I mean, he at least can play both wings. Unlike when you stick Gusto at left back and like, I mean, I don't know. But
Reese at left back was a little like, come on. Like, I love Reese so much, but like, let's do what we need to do with him. Like, but yeah, so it is interesting watching us. I mean, we kind of are building around Caicedo in a way that I think everybody thought we were going to build around Palmer. And it makes you you said this all last season. Palmer saved Poch's job. Like if they wanted to keep Poch, Palmer was going to be the reason. Yeah. And like, I think we all thought we would kind of surround the team around somebody like Palmer. And really what we're doing is Caicedo's kind of becoming that linchpin. And it's really interesting to watch because even the inverted left backs have to be able to play with Caicedo, or Caicedo has to. Caicedo's doing a lot, and he deserves a lot of credit. I think a lot of players on the team are doing a lot right now, and they've come to play, and Maresca's got them cooking, and so he does. It is in all the ways that we said throughout. We just have to hope it comes good. Like that hope is materializing before our very eyes right now. And I don't want to like get too rose tinted about any of it. Like there's still a long way to go through the season. We're not even a third of the way, but it's like you said, it is fun. It is nice to get on here and talk about positives and talk about the fact that we can move forward in ways that we control the narrative. And I think this team does gel more and more. I don't want to say they get better each game because there's still like some boneheaded fundamental things that they're not quite doing I'm trying to think of the word, like in the best ways. Like there's still some rough edges, but man, do you like, we can see the potential of this team, and Maresca really is getting them cooking. And I think halfway through the season, I think we said maybe we would assess like everything and Maresca, I mean, can't fault him. So, I mean, you can sometimes split the subs, but like, but for the most part, I think I'm pretty happy. So
I'm a lot happier than I was last year at this point in time. That's for damn sure. Like it's last year was the women happiest I've been in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
you know.
What's crazy is that we're only 4 points better than we were at this point last season.
Yeah,
and this season has felt way more consistent.
It has
than anything last season.
And I think we talked about it. I know last year. I'm pretty sure we talked about it again this year when we were doing our prediction episode about the disparity in the gap that is closing between the top teams and the bottom tier teams, and how the Premier League is becoming so much more competitive. And as it becomes more competitive, you're just going to see the total points it takes to win the league drop. And that's why we only have 19 points. Like I said, we're only 4 points better than we were last year. But we're in third. But if you think, if we didn't have those 4 points, we'd be in the bottom half of the table, you know?
Yeah.
So those 4 points make up a huge difference. When your competition is getting better and better and better, those 4 points could literally be the difference between making the top four and not making the top four.
Right.
So, yeah, and exactly. It is. I don't know. It's just it is what it is. But anyway, anything else about the match, Jason? I feel like
we haven't done a player of the match in a while.
We have not. We sort of stopped that, I think Poch ruined that for us.
Yeah, because they all got bad.
It was always just if there was a good player, the match was always just going to be Cole Palmer. Like it was, there's
that is true.
Palmer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Palmer. So yeah, let's do a play of the match. That sounds good to me. So you obviously have somebody in mind, Jason, who
I didn't quite. I don't know, man. Neto is the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he won it. And Neto was a force to be reckoned with at the top.
He had several good crosses that Gusto missed. Gusto missed a wide open header pulling on plates in by Neto that he should have scored. And then Wesley got on the end of a cross that we both agreed that if it went in the back of the net, it just would have been a miracle.
Yes.
But he did a great job getting on the end of the ball.
Yes.
It was a great cross, and he did a good job of getting something on it. So yes, Neto did have, besides his goal, he still had some other great moments in that match.
Yeah. I would say Neto is probably the man of the match. Was he the man of the match anyway?
No, Cucurella was.
Okay. That makes sense to me because that's who I was going to give a shout out to.
Yeah.
Cucurella, and I'll just say this. I like, he doesn't have the highest rating from yesterday, but he is involved, not just like in the game play itself, but like he is an energetic force on the team.
Oh yeah.
That is, and we were talking about him like he's our shit starter.
He's our shit starter.
Is that what we were saying?
He just stirs the shit up.
Yes, and he brings a level of energy to it, and in a way that is just inspiring and energizing to the other players. And I think that in of itself, and he's putting in pretty decent defensive performances.
Yes, really good.
And he's another one of those players that's been asked to do a lot because he does invert a lot. And I think that there's a lot of intangibles that he brings to the game, not just putting in a good defensive performance. But he had several blocks yesterday. I think he had one of the higher passing accuracy ratings. He just is involved in ways that are making differences throughout the course of the game, whether that is when the ball is in play or not. And so, he was going to be my other shout out.
Yeah.
Neto deserves credit for actually getting us the draw.
Right.
But Cucurella has been pretty impressive lately.
Yeah, he has been. And like, that's the thing is like, I think it's weird because everybody has a very love-hate relationship with Cucurella, I feel like, nobody really, like last year, but I think it became to the point too, is that there's so much Ben Chilwell hatred that we were sort of forced to start loving Cucurella to begin with.
Where's my Ben trading card? Ben Chilwell trading card that Daniel gave me.
And then we started, and then Potts, when he inverted Cucurella last year toward the end of the season, that Cucurella started flourishing in that role, and people were like, "Oh, Cucurella is actually pretty good." And and then this year he started off hot, and then Maresca, for whatever reason, decided to start getting crazy with Gusto and Reese, and I don't understand that for a couple of those. Like Cucurella, I feel like needs to always be on the pitch, and I feel like Reese needs to be in that inverted role like Gusto plays, because God, is Gusto awful in that role. I don't think it's that Gusto's bad. It's he's bad at that role. And I want to specify that because a lot of people are hammering on Gusto right now. He's just not good at that role. He can't shoot. He can't score. He can't. He's not a great passer. And he always is in a position around the box to do something with the ball.
Yeah.
He can cross decently, but if he needs to slot a pass home, it's not going to be that great.
Right.
And he's just not in a good position.
I completely agree with everything you just said. I think the crazy thing is that he does keep finding himself in really dangerous positions in the box. Like, he's incredibly good at that. Or I don't know if like our gameplay is just allowing him to do that.
I'm giving Maresca the system. It's the system.
Yeah. But the problem is he's not like, he needs to be used in such a way that he spreads out the defense. Because he just comes into the box, and I think it's easier for defenses to just compact inside of their own box, while he's in there, because he's just another body that's in there that's bringing a defender in.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him bring a defender out. So I don't know if that means like he needs to continue a run through. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking ignorantly, but like I don't mind like more people getting in and around the box, but like it has to be in a way that allows somebody who can score, because Gusto can't score. Like it has to be in a way where he's diverting attention and not clogging the box, and that's just kind of the impression that I'm getting. But because he is in a dangerous position on the box, people keep passing to him, and then he takes the chance, but he just is not. He can't do that role.
Right. So he's very good at overlapping. Like last year, he was very good at overlapping and crossing in, whatever. Yes. He was great at that. This year in the new inverted role, I just don't think it's like I can, and I don't like, I've heard different people comment that Maresca doesn't like, they don't want to put Reese in that role because they don't think Reese's body can sustain playing that role because of all the injury issues he's had. And I'm like, okay, but can we at least try it, please? For goodness sake. Like, because Reese can actually shoot. Reese can actually pass. Like, Reese can do those things that Gusto can't do.
Cross. Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I want to see Reese on the right, Cucurella on the left, where Reese inverts. And I don't know. I need more of that in my life. So, not Reese James the left back. But, I mean, I get it. They're probably trying to limit Reese's minutes. I get it. I don't know. Yeah. It's frustrating, though, because I do feel bad. I feel bad for Gusto at the same time, because I think Gusto is a good right back. I just don't think the role that he's being asked suits him. And that's...
I agree.
Like, you look at... the best example I think of this is, that I always go back to, is the way that Conte made Victor Moses look in his system. Victor Moses was essentially a nobody. He was just an average winger. And then Conte put him at wing back, and the dude was a monster, and nobody could contain him. And he found a position for him that worked for him. And so I feel like it also has the adverse effect on players, though. You can put them in a position where they don't succeed.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's happened with Gusto. So I don't know, but that was a whole Cucurella rabbit hole chasing down. But deservedly so. But yeah, Cucurella has been great this year, and I'm really I love watching Cucurella play. I love watching him like stir shit up. Like, he's not going to take shit from anybody. He is. He defended Saka well. Saka didn't do anything except for limp off the pitch in typical Saka fashion at the end of the match, as he always gets a mysterious leg injury that causes him to limp off the pitch. So I don't know. It was, but anyway, I think since Neto goal definitely had a great game. Cucurella, I think those were the two. I would also shout out Caicedo, which we already talked about. I think those were the three best players on the pitch yesterday. So,
I would like to do. I was trying to think of because we call it a shout out, and it's like you don't want to call the inverse of that the shout in. That sounds weird. I'll call it a shout down.
Okay.
The amount of yellow cards we get that are not football related, but are undisciplined,
just for arguing with the freaking ref, man,
or taking the ball when just let Arsenal take their free kick, man. Like, there's no reason to be doing this, and that is a problem that needs to be addressed, because it is bleeding over from last season as well. And I think you said in the middle of the match, like, we're on pace to break our yellow card record from last season. And that's just not a record I want to be breaking.
No.
And so, like, we can shout out, like, all the things we've talked about, but I do at least want to shout down, like, the ridiculousness of the undisciplined behavior yellow cards, or that result in yellow cards. And used to be Nico that was doing it a lot. And now it's a lot of other players, too.
It's a bunch of players.
Got it yesterday. Who else? Somebody else got it yesterday. Did Neto get one for that, or did he get
Yeah, Neto got one for it.
Yeah,
it's got to stop.
It's got to stop. And we can, like, at some point, we're not going to be able to blame the age on this team because, like, Nico had a full season last season. You know what I mean? Like, he is a senior player for one of the largest professional clubs in modern football in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, act like it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was Neto got one.
That sounded more directed to Nico, but it's directed to the whole team. Sorry.
Hey, Nico didn't get one yesterday, so there's that.
Nico's doing okay.
Madueke, Neto, Colwell, and Cucurella. The only one I can remember being a foul was Colwell's, because you and me were talking about. I remember when it happened, Colwell was complaining about it, and you made sure legit like that was.
Was that the scissor kick one?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was like because it was
from behind. Oh yeah, we said that would be a red card in FIFA.
Yeah. Because then we talked about how you can't get your goalkeepers red cards anymore, and it sucks. Because we used to do that all the time back in the day. But I don't know. They are. But I guess that wraps up this match. But if you've been following this podcast for the past, we've only been doing this 2 years? I guess we haven't been doing this the whole time.
This is our third season. Yeah,
but we haven't been doing this particular segment for the whole time.
We'll have to go.
So I don't remember how long we've been doing this, but we during the international break, since there's nothing to there might be Chelsea news. Who knows? We like to stay in the headlines.
Injury news, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Well, a lot of our players aren't going, thankfully. I don't think Palmer's going. I know they were talking about Wesley not going to France either. So I know some of the players that got called up might not be going, which is fine. That'll be good. But during the international break, we always watch a movie, and we encourage our audience to watch the movie with us. And we have instituted for the second time now. It did start out as us watching soccer movies, or football movies, but Jason may just like movies in general. So we're starting to expand that now. And there's only so many good football movies you can watch. So not that we're opposed to watching bad movies, we actually enjoy that quite a bit. But anyway, we're expanding the horizons now. And so because this is the last international break before the holidays, we decided to have a holiday edition, and we have brought back by popular demand of Jason and me, The Will, because we love The Will so much. We're going to bring back The Will. So we have submitted a list of 10 movies that are on The Will, and I'll read them right quick before I actually pull up The Will on the screen. But we have, and I'll let Jason, I'll just name the movie. You give a quick synopsis of the movie if it needs it. Like the first one is a basketball documentary called Hoop Dreams.
Oh yeah, one of the greatest basketball documentaries made. Follows, I think maybe multiple high school kids over the course of 5 years who have a dream to be in the NBA.
Okay. And then we have I don't think this one really needs a lot of explanation, but this is the only football movie to make it this time. Bend It Like Beckham, because that's a classic, and we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Young Keira Knightley. Beckham might make an appearance.
Oh man,
British teenage girldom, I think.
British teenage girldom. All right. Then we have Cool Runnings, a classic bobsledding movie.
Jamaican bobsledding team with John Candy. They go to the Olympics. That's all you need.
I love some John Candy. Yes. Great actor. Then we have, and Jason will have to give some definite explanation on this one. Hot Dog, ... the movie.
Daniel and I were just searching around for sports themed movies, and this came up. As Daniel said, we're not opposed to watching bad movies. I don't know anything about this movie. It's just on the list for fun. It is an 80s sex comedy that has a lot of skiing. It has a skiing competition apparently, so it fits the brief.
Yeah, it fits the genre. I mean, we watched late 90s last time, so I'm sure we will have some more inappropriate stuff if we have to watch this movie for, to address.
I hope this one gets eliminated, but it adds some intrigue.
Oh man, it does. You've got to have that on the wheel. You can't just have all like hit. You got to have a couple of misses on there. So and this next one, rare exports.
Oh gosh. Okay. Finnish movie. They unearthed an evil Santa Claus in Finland. So this kid and his reindeer herding father. They battle evil Santa Claus. I think the whole community is a reindeer herding community. So they all battle evil Santa Claus in Finland.
Can't go wrong with that. Then you have rare export. Wait, no, sorry. Better watch out.
Oh, better watch out. Kid really loves his babysitter and does some incel shit. In the name of that love, and probably also in the name of sociopathic behavior. So
probably
it's a decent time.
All right, so then we added some holiday movies in here. I'll just run through these real quick because these are all classics. We got Home Alone, A Christmas Story, and The Santa Claus, which is a submission by my daughter. And then to round it out, we have because we are nostalgic for horror movies, and we just want to put a horror movie on here. We put Child's Play.
So we also thought briefly that the gift of Chucky and Child's Play was a Christmas gift.
We did.
And it is not. It's a birthday gift, but it still made the list.
Yes, we did. We definitely did. So, all right, I'm going to pull the wheel up now. Yes. And we are going to spin the wheel, Jason.
Oh, Daniel, explain the rules of the wheel, though. This is the best part.
Oh, the wheel. Yeah, so this isn't just spin the wheel one time whenever it lands on. No, this is elimination style. So we spin the wheel, we eliminate, we spin the wheel, eliminate. Yes. So we get it down to the final two, and then then at the end, it's the winner. So when you get down to the last two, you spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on is the winner. So
oh, wait. No, I thought whatever it lands on, we still eliminate.
Oh, well, I don't care. We can do it that way. That's fine.
I thought we did that last time, but I can't remember. Let's do whatever it lands on is the winner. That's fine.
Okay, we'll do it. All right, we'll do that. All right. So, So first spin of the wheel. This is my new favorite segment that we do on this podcast. Here we go. Let's spin the wheel.
Can I ask? Oh, never mind. I already spun the wheel. What do you hope it is?
Oh, I don't. Jason looks like Hot Dogs the movie is eliminated.
Hot Dogs gone. That's okay.
We will not be canceled.
Audience love for that.
I am hoping for a rare exports or better watch out. Those are my two front runners.
I also want some of the Christmas horror movie.
The Christmas horror. That's what I want. The Christmas horror. All right. We're ready for spin number 2. Yeah. Here we go. What we got. All rare exports is. Oh, wait, keep going. Rare exports.
That's sad. That's really sad. I don't
trust
this wheel. If it lands on Better Watch Out next time, I do not trust this wheel.
Jason's gonna riot because
I'm gonna flip my table.
All right, what we got here? Okay, it's like Child's Play now.
Okay.
I mean, not yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
It's a favorite of mine, but I'm okay with
it. I mean, we are getting down. Okay, so essentially it's the Christmas movies with one being a horror movie and then the actual soccer movie and a basketball documentary. All right.
I really do want to watch Hoop Dreams, but it is like 3 hours long.
Hey, I mean, there might not be a blog if Hoop Dreams wins. Oh, and the only football movie is gone.
Yep. Beckham.
All right.
Not happening this day.
Not happening. So here we go with the next one. All right. Hype it up. Oh, well, there's 3 hours of our life we get back, Jason.
I will be watching Hoop Dreams one day, but
yep.
Not this one.
Not this time. All right. So we've got 5 left. Cool Runnings, Better Watch Out, Home Alone, Christmas Story, and The Santa Claus. Christmas movies are winning out right now.
Yes.
It is meant to be. Oh, the Santa Claus. My daughter's pick. is eliminated. All right, so we have a Christmas. I feel like this is a good one. We got a comedy, Cool Runnings. So we have a sports movie in there. We have Better Watch Out, Christmas horror movie, and then we have 2 Christmas classics, which you and I both picked. I picked Home Alone, and you picked Christmas Stories, our favorite Christmas movies. I'm
happy with any of these picks.
I am very happy with any of these picks as well. Cool Runnings is gone.
It's an all-Christmas final.
Christmas final, man. I mean, it's only fair. The holiday seasons are upon us. I've started listening to music today in the car. Like, it's here. The Christmas radio station is playing. So, I mean,
let's embrace it. Let's embrace it. Lowe's embraced it in September. So
that's a bit ridiculous because you just skip over the greatest holiday ever, Halloween. So that's just ridiculous. But all right, here we go. All right, what we got coming up here? Oh, there goes the horror movie.
No.
Oh, well, hey, look at it. It's down to our choices, Jason.
That's true.
It's down to our picks. All right, so we are to clarify, we are going with the one that it lands on to win, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So no more elimination. The one it lands on is the one we're watching.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's do this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Spin that wheel.
Either of these is a classic.
Why does it not seem to be going that fast? Oh, it's going to be Christmas Story. Christmas Story. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty, man.
You haven't watched this in a while, right?
I have not. I have not seen.
Excellent.
The Christmas Story in a very, very long time.
I watch both of these like at least once every year.
Oh yeah, I always watch Home Alone. I usually watch it as a family. But Christmas Vacation, or not Christmas Vacation, sorry, Christmas Story. Not watched it in. It's probably been a couple of years, so it's been a while. I think my wife, she watched it last year. I think, and I just didn't.
So she's a fan.
I think she likes it, or maybe I don't know. I'll make her watch it this weekend.
So I was having a discussion with a group of people one time about, like, we were going around what your favorite Christmas movies are, and everyone had something different.
Yeah,
and I said mine, and I mean, it's literally like everyone's opinions about these, right? Yeah. And this woman in the group is like, how could you like that? I never liked that movie. And I was like, well, why don't you like it? And she said, because it's about a dysfunctional family. Okay. And so apparently
that's a terrible reason not to like a movie.
Her favorite movie is Home Alone. And I disagree with the dysfunctional family thing, but I mean, I think they're a family that they have some issues. But like they do love each other. You can see it at the end. You're right.
What family doesn't have issues?
It turns out hers was Home Alone. I was like, okay, so you have a problem with the dysfunctional family portion of this movie. That family literally left one of their children at home.
Yep. And they do.
Uncle calls him a jerk.
Yeah.
They banish him to an attic.
Yep.
How could you?
Yeah.
Say this about A Christmas Story.
Yeah, you can't really make that argument. You can't make that argument logically when you're like, oh, I don't like this. It's a dysfunctional family. Well, your favorite movie has a pretty dysfunctional family in this.
I mean,
like, it's not. Yeah. Like, who cares if the family's dysfunctional?
It wasn't as heated as I made it sound out to be, but I was like, come on. She's actually a really nice person. So.
Okay, but she's had bad taste in movies.
Yes.
Well, not bad taste, but bad opinions about movies.
Yeah, I just don't trust her opinion personally, but
I wouldn't after that take.
If her husband wants to, that's fine.
Yeah. But all right. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this episode. You got so we will be watching A Christmas Story this weekend. And we will be reviewing it next Monday. And I guess we will do predictions for Leicester as well next Monday. Yay, fun. Or maybe we'll do a short, quick Leicester preview
episode.
That
one's going to be interesting. That was going to be interesting.
Yeah, we might do a preview, like a short 15-minute preview episode for Leicester or something.
One thing we didn't talk about was Chelsea's 8-0 win versus Noah.
Oh, we did not. Yes, which hopefully we can. Hopefully, when we come back from the international break and we had that first one back, we'll be able to start doing short match recaps for the Thursday games.
Yes.
Thursday matches. So hopefully Jason and me we've got a pretty good idea what we're going to do. So that should hopefully be coming. So be going back old school, man, back to the early days of the podcast when we uploaded twice a week.
Yes.
So yeah, but yes, we did beat FC Noah 8-0. That was I didn't get to watch the match. Jason did for a change. We switched roles that day.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it sounded like it was a really fun match. Hey, I missed it.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I blew up your phone though.
Which is fine. Well, you should. When someone wants to watch the match, that's what we do. We blow each other's phones up. Because it was blowing up a lot. Well, I mean, when we score 8 goals, and then it sounded like we missed a bunch of goals too. So it was sort of like,
it was just an onslaught, man. Like sorry, wife texting me. It was just an onslaught. It was great. It felt it felt fun. It was a good time.
It felt fun. Hey, I mean, Conference League has been fun this year.
It really has.
Yeah, no real sweaty matches. Just running roughshod everybody with our B team.
We will be the first team to win all 3.
The European treble. Although I still hold to the fact that some Russian team will probably knock us out later on in the competition. So.
How dare you?
Oh man! All right. I guess tell these people where they can find us, Jason.
We are on X. We are on Instagram, which means no. And we're also on Threads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what that means. It means both.
Instagram means we're on Threads. Yeah.
And Daniel's been writing 100-word match reviews on the blog. I have said this for 3 years now. I hope to join you soon in writing things on the blog.
I didn't write blogs for 3 years though. That's the thing.
That's
true. It hasn't been 3 years.
Yeah. But still, I hope to join you soon. And we've made it easy for you. You can find us on all of those things at the same name, which is at Red White Blues FC.
That is right, Jason. And if you would like this in audio format, we are on Spotify and we are on Apple. If you prefer to see our ugly faces, we are on the Tube of the U. So make sure you go over there, give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow us, do whatever these young whippersnappers are doing these days with YouTube. Make sure we get in the algorithm because I hear that it's all about the algorithm. So we need to be in the algorithm. So we don't get in the algorithm unless you comment or you subscribe. Got to do all that stuff. So anyway, it's all about the algorithm. But now algorithm will be the death of this world. But Anyway, guess that's it. I guess anything else. And so until next week, watch The Christmas Story, and we'll catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
We hope to find ourselves in your algorithms soon. Flippity floppity.